Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Right. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we begin with a Prince of Cups. Very nice. That is an energy that is trying to live authentically, right? Let's put that into some context. Let's see what's going on here. You're somebody that is really your truth comes out through your aura, right? Through your expression of love, through your compassion. But there's also this need to be very practical right now, right? We got that Queen of Pentacles. We got an 8 of Swords, 4 of Cups, 6 of Swords, and 4 of Swords. A lot of air energy now, right? A lot of air, even more air. We see a 7 of Wands in the environment. We see a 2 of Pentacles and a 9 of Cups. So there's something that needs to change in your life right now, but we're having a little bit of worry or fear about it. I think we're kind of struggling against change right now. We kind of like things the way they are. Let's take a look at the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. Let's select it, I guess I should say. We're going to put it over here. We'll put Tiny Bob Ross on top, Happy Bob. And we're not going to look at that until the end, okay? But it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments. Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. All right? I hope you'll play along with me. But first, let's take a look around the room here. I notice there's no major arcana. Right? It's gone. No, I think Spirit is in the building, but Spirit is beneath the surface. Spirit is the table, right? Spirit is the support that is holding up all of these different aspects of you, saying you've got to make the choice. You've got to figure out your mind, and you've got to embrace the change and implement the change to get your best life. Right? We're going to go backwards today. You know, the heck with it. We're going to start with this 9 of Cups. Living your best life. Pursuing your happiness. Following your bliss. This is what you must do. This is the future outcome. Right? This is what we want. This isn't a state of things. It's not a structure. It's not an object that we can attain. It's not a tangible, physical, sensible goal that we have in mind. It's a way of life. It's a lifestyle. It is a living. It is a dreaming. This is the dream that keeps on dreaming. This is the happiness that keeps on happening. We want to live this kind of life. Doesn't matter what we do, where we're at, who we're with, as long as it has this potential to generate bliss and happiness, right? There's physical satisfaction, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative, psychic, fulfillment, and satisfaction. That is the dream life, right? And this is the ideal life that we want to live. Don't know where, don't know who, we don't have to have those details right now. Right now, we have to commit to living this kind of life. We have to work our way back. This is what too bad we don't have the Knight of Pentacles. Because the Knight of Pentacles is that card, that energy that has the spiritual vision, that can see the future state, what it wants to be, who it wants to be, and then we reverse engineer it to figure out what we've got to do right now to get there. Well, if this is where we want to be, maybe we need the Queen of Pentacles to say, okay, that's where we are in the future. Let's look to the past and see how we got there. I know that's kind of confusing, right? Time's not linear. So I kind of feel like this is what's going on. You have to put yourself in this future state. What does that feel like? What would that be like? We don't need to know the details. You don't have to know, like, what color shoes you're wearing or anything. But what does it feel like to live a life like that? Now let's look back and say, okay, how did we get there? Because the Queen of Pentacles is the card that is in a state, is in a place, is in an energy, in a vibe, and is looking to the past to see how they got there. See, the figure is looking back at that long and winding road that brought them to the current position. Well, let's put that in the future, right? So right now in the present, you have to put yourself in the future and look at the past. And yes, I know, it's supposed to be confusing. It's supposed to be. And that's because we have all of this air energy. And this air energy is a lot of confusion. What we want is clarity, structure. We want a definite plan. Sometimes we get chaos. Sometimes we don't feel like we have the skills to even sort this thing out. Other days we just want to break. We just want to rest. Other days we feel so committed and so confident that nothing can stand in our way. There's a lot going on. You're feeling a lot of different ways, even though the only cups we really have, other than our ideal lifestyle, is the cups right here, the Four of Cups and the Prince of Cups. Now, the Prince of Cups, very interesting, because this is someone who is trying to express their truth through this water energy, through the medium of creativity and love and compassion. This is someone, really, it's air and water, right? So this is someone that knows the water it wants, but needs to get that certainty inside, that clarity, right, to get there. So this card is symbolizing our entire reading right now. Because the goal here is to get all of this air energy cleared up or unified, solidified, so that it can propel you, this central figure, can propel you into your future life, into your best life, right? So we've got to try to get over some of these energies. And it really is just going to take continuous effort, right? Which is what we see here. This is the only fire energy here. We need that, right? We need that. The first step, I think, is the Four of Cups, realizing that something isn't right. Realizing that what you have now is not doing it for you. Four of Cups, yeah, it's good. The Four of Cups feels like home, feels familiar. Not all of us had homes, right, upbringings that were helpful in fostering our best life. A lot of the time, for a lot of us, our childhood was just kind of trying to be okay, trying day to day to just maintain and be all right. So just because something feels like home doesn't mean it's the best thing for us. Right? And that's kind of the Four of Cups. In this case, I think Four of Cups is not bad, but it's not good, right? It's something that kind of our basic needs are getting met, but we see ourselves here in the future, okay? So the first step is realizing that, okay? And I also want to point out, too, that on either side of this Prince of Cups, we have air and water. We have thinking, we have feeling, right? So it's kind of like this whole reading is about this water and this air, this feeling that you have, and how to get the mind to sort it out. We know where we are, and we know where we want to be, or let's say we know where we've been, and we know where we want to be. We need to know where we are right now. We've got to find ourselves. We need the certainty. We need all of this swift-moving air energy. It's just a whirlwind, right? Heavy winds in our soul right now. We need to stabilize that so that we can know exactly where we are and we can have a beeline right to our future. Okay. And And ultimately, it's hard to get out of this position because we like the feeling of home. We like feeling like our basic needs are met. It's safe. We're in a safe harbor right now, both emotionally and mentally. We don't want to have to rack our brains to figure this thing out. We just want a little bit of peace of mind and tranquility in our heart. We just want to feel safe. This is, you're in a safe harbor here, right? We have this kind of nice cozy berth, like for a ship, and it's hard to want to get out of this because it's just, your mind is relatively at ease. Your heart is relatively at ease. It's a comfortability. It's a complacency. It's a familiarity that feels home. It feels familiar. We don't want to leave it. Even though we know what it could be. We know what is out there. And I think that's part of this Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is kind of like your future self saying, hey, you don't want to stay where you are. It may feel safe and secure right now, but it ain't that great, right? You've got to continue to make progress. Now, I'm not trying to, to detract from what you have in your life right now. But it feels as if you know you want more. You know there is more out there for you. So when I say that we're kind of staying safe in this cozy little berth and it's familiar here, this is just the idea that we don't want to push forward anywhere. We want to stay where we are. We don't want to grow or expand or evolve, or we don't want to proceed into the future for a lot of reasons, because the future is uncertain, right? And I think that's why your future self is here to say, hey, it might be difficult to get there, but things are going to get so much better. Maybe they're really, really good right now, but they're going to get even better, We have to go forward. I'm betting that mystery card's the Death card. Because we have to go forward with time, with change, with progress. Now, I know I said time's not linear. But change is change no matter what. Right? Things continue to move. Things evolve. Things happen. We can't shut ourselves away in between these fours and pretend like nothing's going to ever happen. So we might as well be going with the flow of things and trying to maximize the potential for ourselves down the road in our future self, rather than getting just kind of tossed about by the waves as they come, right? We've got to be ready. We've got to go with it. We've got to use this air energy, use the currents, right, to get where we're going. And to do that, we've got to have a plan. You've got to be able to navigate. This is getting out your charts, your ocean charts, whatever, and plotting a course, with the little ruler and the pencil and stuff. Figure out how we're going to get there. Make a course. Even if we have to do a lot of course correction down the road, when we get to the Seven of Swords, we might have to do a lot of course correction. Maybe we're not that good at math and whatever kind of, geometry or whatever trigonometry they use when they do those kinds of maps for the ocean. But that's okay. This is a rough draft. This just doesn't have to be perfect, right? We're not using pen. We're not using permanent marker. We can erase. We can course correct. We can adjust as we go. Okay? It's either that or feeling completely stuck. Now, this is the opposite end of that spectrum that says, if I don't have a perfect course plotted, I'm not going to move the boat. I have to know exactly where I'm going, where to turn, which heading, which speed, or I'm not leaving. Then we'll never leave. And this is the Eight of Swords. That is kind of you're bound up. You're tied up in knots and you're not going anywhere. So in some ways we need a little bit of both. We need this, we need to try to have a plan, right? But we also need to let go a little bit and say we can kind of develop the plan as we go. Nothing has to be set in stone, right? We can use pencil. We can erase. We can redo it if we need to. It's better to do that and actually start making progress than to be refusing to go. Because I don't know the answer, I'm not going to try to get out of this. The eights are really about problem solving. And we can't just say, well, I don't want to solve the problem. That's not the game here. The game is to try to solve the problem. So we've got to try, and it's either, I mean, you can think of Star Wars and Yoda, and there's no try, right? It's either you do or do not, but there is no try. Well, I disagree, Yoda. I think doing or doing not kind of implies that we either succeed or we fail. And I think looking at it that way, it's very easy to see things as being black and white. It's either I'm going to do it or not. I'm either going to succeed or I'm going to fail. It's either perfect or it's flawed. I'm either healed or I'm broken. And that's, I think, why we're afraid of change, because we're saying, hey, what if it doesn't, what if I fail? And nothing is that black and white. You're going to make progress. There's going to be setbacks. You're going to get closer to your goal, then maybe you'll get thrown off course. Maybe we'll get turned around. Maybe we'll be thrown right back to where we begin. Maybe the mystery card will be the Wheel of Fortune, right? So there's no doing or not doing. There's just effort, Let's move to the path of the serpent now. And as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything at all. All right. And leave some comments for me. I really do love hearing from you. I love hearing where all of you are watching from. It's fascinating to see how widespread the audience is all over the world. And it's really, I really do like that, and I appreciate all of you, and I love all of you. Course correction comes with the 7 of Swords. We're on this straight path. We're on our course. We've plotted that, that path. We're navigating. But as new data comes in, we're allowed to move. We're allowed to say, oh, maybe I need to go around this obstacle, right? Maybe this is one of those things where I don't need to go around it, right? Because the next card, too, is the 7 of Wands here. This is sometimes saying we just need to smash things head on. Whereas with the 7 of Swords, this is the confidence that says, hey, I can go around. Maybe I got to take the long way around this obstacle. And that's all right. Maybe it's going to take me a couple extra days, but there's confidence there. Both of these cards are confident. One is very tactical. One's very more strategic. This is kind of, everything is a nail. We have to be a hammer. We've got to just smash it head on. And this is saying, hey, there's other tools in the toolbox. This is fight. This is flight. Right? This is tackling something head on, brute force. And this is saying, maybe I'm going to go around it. Right? And either one, both of these are confident and certain and strong, powerful energies. Okay? And this is what we need to battle this black and white thinking, this either or. It's either success or failure. I either stay or I go. I either win or I lose. I'm either good or bad. This is I either do it or I don't do it. Well, this is, sorry, Yoda. I'm sorry. Life doesn't work that way. Everything is constantly in motion. We look at something one way and it seems that way. And then you kind of shift your eyes and now it's this way again. I didn't even see that happen. And we've got to adapt as the situation develops. Things are always changing. There's never just, life is not like that. It's not just ones and zeros. It's not just, on or off. Sometimes the switch is both, Sometimes things can be on and off at the same time. Sometimes you can be on course, but completely off course at the same time. Sometimes you can be making progress, but also have a lot of setbacks. Sometimes you can be completely fine and perfect, but know that I still need to improve. I still need to make changes. I still need to grow. I still need to heal. Let's look at the mystery card now. Starting to get a little emotional here. I do love the Star Wars movies, though. I like the original ones from the 70s and 80s better than the new ones, though. It may be an unpopular opinion, but it is my opinion. Okay, maybe we need some more. Maybe we need a 3 of Pentacles, right? Instead of the 2, maybe we need the 3. Maybe to see that it's not black or white. It's always a flow. It's always a blend. It's always in motion. I'm thinking 3 of Pentacles. If you have a guess, put it in the comments. All right, let's take a look. We're going to do it now. Oh, an Ace of Cups. Well, that's even better. See, this is now saying that it's not either or, it's both and. I am broken and I'm perfectly healed. I am making progress and I'm kind of not at the same time. So this is being able to hold 2 opposing views in your mind at the same time. Everything is resolved into this one meaningful essence. Right? Everything is resolved back into spirit. Right? It's the Trinity that is a unity. It is the duality that is a unity. And I think this is really the perfect perspective for you. It's the commitment. It's understanding the essence of the thing, even if the details are going to fluctuate. Even if the feelings are going to fluctuate. The idea of progress. Are you moving a step forward, 2 steps back, maybe 3 steps forward one day, and then 1 step back? It's going to change, and that's just the reality of the world that we live in. And that's okay, because we can be both at the same time. We can be comfortable and happy here, but also know that there's something greater out there for us. Yeah. You can be scared, but also fearless. And I tell my daughter, my daughter, sometimes she says she's scared of things, and I always tell her, well, that's the perfect time for you to be brave. We can be scared. I think the people who are the most brave are also the most scared. We can be both. We can be brave and scared at the same time, and I think that's how it works. Just because you're brave and courageous doesn't mean that somehow the fear is gone. I think they're both existing at the same time. Anyway, we're going to head into the extended reading. If you want to stick around, click on the link either above or below in the video description. I'm here every day from 6 to 8 a.m. Chicago time. Come back and see me again tomorrow. All right? If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free, doesn't cost you anything, and leave me some comments. I do love to hear from each and every one of you. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.